Early signing period launches tomorrow, December 20th through Friday. Certainly an interesting time period as it is the first year that we have this early signing period. Tom Green joins me now from the Plains to discuss Auburn's early signing class. And right now it looks like they have about 20 commitments, perhaps 17 to 18 of those guys planning to sign early. And Tom, Auburn getting a huge push, getting a head start on this. What is the strategy and really what has Auburn gained from doing this and getting so many guys so early?
Well, really the key thing is that, it lets them focus on just a handful of guys the last month or so when the National Signing Day approaches in February. So, really just gets a lot of this stuff out of the way. They could just key in on a few key guys to kind of close out the class. I know they're, really high on Justin Ross, the #1 player in the state of Alabama, so they'll be focusing a lot on him and a few other players down that stretch. But the biggest benefit here is that, they just get to shore everything up and, focus the rest of their resources on just a few players down those final few weeks.
And Tom, two guys that highlight this class. At quarterback, you have Joey Gatewood. At running back, Asa Martin, two four-star guys that Auburn is supposed to be getting here in this early signing period. What kind of impact can these guys make on this team early on?
Well, Joey Gatewood, I don't think he'll be seeing the field as a freshman, but he does give them some needed depth in the quarterback room right there. Obviously, they're only down to 2 scholarship players right now with Jarrett Stidham and Malik Willis. But really what it does is it sets up Auburn for the long run at that position. It's a position that they struggled at the last 2 years before Jarrett Stidham came in, and then they lost a few players to transfer and Sean White getting kicked off the team. But now when you look at the future of that room, you have Jarrett Stidham for at least 1 more year. Malik Willis has really impressed a lot of people in his limited action with, what he's been able to do with his legs and just developing as a passer. And then you bring in Joey Gatewood behind him, and, a lot of people have, made those comparisons to Cam Newton just, with Joey Gatewood's physical stature. He's a big guy. He'll probably do well learning behind Stidham and Willis for a year. As for Martin, that just gives, even more depth to that deep backfield that Auburn has. The Tigers are set to return their top 5 rushers from next season, but that could change if Kerryon Johnson or Cameron Petway are to declare early for the NFL draft, or if there's any attrition due to transfers. Whether or not he'll play next year remains to be seen, but Auburn has always found a way to, get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, whether they're freshmen or not. So it should be interesting to see what he could bring into it as the state's #1 running back and the #9 running back in the class.
Now, Tom, defensively, Auburn is going heavy on the defensive backs in the secondary. What do you think the strategy behind this is in terms of recruiting in this early signing period and bringing in a lot of these guys?
Well, the biggest thing for them is they need depth back there, especially at safety. They're losing 3 of their top safeties to graduation in Trey Matthews, Stephen Roberts, and Nick Ruffin. So they're going to have to replace 2 starting safeties and one of their best special teams players this year. So, what they're doing, they don't have a lot of guys back there right now. Jordan Peters will probably step in. Daniel Thomas, a sophomore, can step in next year and compete. But, really, they're bringing in some guys like Quindarius Monday and Jamian Sherwood, 2 of the top safeties in the nation. And they're going to have a chance to get in there right away and help possibly earn a starting job. Quindarius Monday is already on campus, so he's getting his feet wet right now. Jamian Sherwood should be there in January for spring practices. So those guys will have a lot of opportunities to kind of prove their worth early on and see if they can see the field in 2018.
All right, Tom, thank you so much for all your insight. We appreciate it. Of course, we'll have all you guys on the ground on the Plains tomorrow for early signing day. We'll keep you up to date on all that. You can visit us on AL.com.